Hey guys, how's it going? February 11th, 2017. And time marches on, but made a good showing for the weekend, so that was good. What do we got? 9:54 p.m. Not going to get much more done tonight, and I don't want to start too much tonight because I kind of get in the mode where once I get going, I don't want to stop, and I know if I start tonight, I ain't gonna want to start. I won't go to sleep. I know me, and it's just continued. It's amazing weekend. We had some fun too, but man, I don't know what I think I unleashed something in my son. That's like, I don't know what it was, but he may be he's seriously looking at the artist side of things, and he's the one that's giving me opinions on various like we were looking at between Unity and Unreal, and I said, you know, I could go with Unity because it was going to be easier for me to go with Unity, and basically I was going to go. It wasn't like I hadn't really been into 3D at all, and I really didn't touch it. Like I've been into the Unreal Editor before, and I really didn't learn much about it. I just kind of tinkered around with this. Actually, I was into this part and playing around with different things and the little modes where you start shooting a ball around and all kinds of things, like ridiculous stuff. But then, you know, I stayed away from it for a while only because I thought, wow, this thing is in depth and it's going to take so much to learn. But the cool thing about it is my son has this huge curiosity, and he's really he wanted to do. The one thing that he came across with me originally, the ideas that he wanted to do a tycoon type game. And I was kind of cool with that because I like tycoon, railroad tycoon style games. And we were looking at the various things. You can look at, like, you can see all the stuff that I've been into. I can go through, what is it, some of the histories that we've been in on YouTube this week. Now, I mean, there's other stuff that I've been looking at, but just even in this, even when I look at the history from tonight, you can see I'm into this. A lot of these I was skipping, but this is all the stuff. I mean, there's some other stuff in there, some wrestling stuff, and a little bit of financial stuff. But you basically, I'm getting into. I was looking at Guy. I was looking at everything, and we just. Blender is the one that I decided to go with. Now, I don't expect this to look anywhere near. Blender to Unreal is looking like that is going to be the way I go. We were looking at the various structures. Crazy enough, I'm quite surprised that Unreal can do most of it itself. In fact, Blender, once you start applying, the one thing I'm learning is once you start applying certain things to Blender, you're actually wasting your time, especially when it comes into painting and stuff like that, because it won't show up in Unreal. You can only import various things, which is fine because Unreal does quite a bit of it already. So there's certain things like textures and stuff like that yeah, you can create that and then bring it in and have your own, you know, custom textures and all that other stuff, but which is fine. I'm not too concerned, at least not right away, with it being perfectly. I mean, I don't expect to make this. This is my first Unreal game that I'm going for here. Despite the fact that I'm using Unreal, I don't expect to have insanity games like this. And I was looking at this, and I mean, these are insane. I do not have the experience, I do not have the team, nor will I push that, because that's not where I'm going with this. I'm not using Unreal. I'm only using Unreal. I'm not using Unreal for that. I'm using Unreal because of the potential that I can build on it without having, you know, any limitations. I don't want to. We looked at Unity, and we saw that, you know, that once you get into photorealism, it starts looking, I don't know, it has a limitation. So I was like, you know, if I'm going to do 3D and if I'm going to do it right, I need to just learn the concepts and just keep on pushing and pushing and pushing until I get it. And there is plenty of free stuff out there. Yes, there's courses. Yes, there's, you know, there's paid stuff. And I'm not saying that that probably wouldn't help me, but there's a lot of free stuff as well. So I mean, this is really, and I mean, like I said in the last video, is like talk is cheap. It's all about action. I know I'm still talking. Hopefully this is showing, hey, you know, I'm definitely serious about this, because I don't see a drawback here. I really don't. I don't know what kind of roadblock I'm going to run into. I'm starting to look at the various things. Even if I get into the C programming side of thing, and that's the part that scares me the most. I can get it. I can get it done. I've done it before. I can do it with examples. I don't think it's going to require much coding, to be quite honest, because a lot of it's going to be random number generator kind of thing, where most of the functions is going to happen right in the editor. Quite frankly, there's going to be animation. I would say, from what I can tell, at least 90% of everything is going to be graphically created. And then it's just going to keep getting better, and I can constantly upgrade it to you know, better it even more, learn more techniques, make the graphics even crisper, you know, start getting into other things. I'm not out for the eye candy. I'm out for the what's the word? It's not that I'm out for the eye candy, and I'm not. I want, and I know, I think I was on the record of saying that physics isn't necessarily my #1 priority, and it isn't. I would rather much have user editable options and mods to help make the physics the way that make the physics better, and keep that kind of thing open for the type of modding that is possible, or whatever. I'm going to go with what I think. The other thing we were starting to look for this weekend is we started looking into procedural map generation. And it's not so much that I'm looking for a procedural map. I'm actually looking to create a procedural map to give me guidelines as to what kind of world I want to create. As I've said before, this is going to be a proto-lance / freelance, more likely on the side of freelance, because ultimately anything that I go into is going to push more towards I see a different territory, and it's like, oh, okay, well, this territory has this, okay. I cannot, you know, I've spent way too much time over the last, well, I'd say more than 5 or 6 years, because it really probably stemmed even beyond that back into the MSTS days, where I would try to get into what the prototype did in a certain sense. I couldn't do it much with Microsoft Train Simulator. Run 8 was a lot easier, because that gave you the sandbox mode to be able to do, you know, what you want with it. But now it's just like, it's kind of crazy. So this is going to be, like I said, this is going to be a really short video. I can't even go into the videos. All I can say is there is a lot of information here. I've learned the basics of the editor now. I kind of knew it before. I was playing with it. I'm the type of person that doesn't want. I like to just get in there and do it. Honestly, I know it sounds like I'm procrastinating, because honestly, I wasn't going to do anything tonight. I was just going to take it easy and give myself the night to check into, see how the stock market's doing, see how the real world. I'm like, it just was like, okay, I got to get back into this. This is. I got to make things happen here, and that's what I did. Around probably about 8 o'clock, I was just like, okay, well, I got a few hours. I'm gonna start, instead of watching videos on, what are we watching videos on? How far back did we go? Oh yeah, this was like, I started looking into stuff like, okay, I'm there's a lot of talk with the stock market and all kinds of different things. I was even like, this stuff was really putting me to sleep. Not putting me to sleep, but it's no offense to these guys. I mean, I like watching their videos and all that. But, and we looked at subsistence and a few other things, and I was looking at, I don't know when I was looking at the politics. That was, I think, Saturday morning while my son was still sleeping. I got into the random map generator and a few other things, as I was saying. I even looked at the Game Maker tutorials, but I'm not into that. Guy I'm not using. How to add a river Unity terrain, I don't like it. Unity looks pretty cool. It's just there's just too many things. So I'm pretty convinced now that I'm going to go with Unreal. I'm almost certain there. I mean, Unity's fine and all, but I think there comes a limit. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there for Unity, and there's a great community and all that other stuff. But I really feel as though, yeah, and then my son and I were looking at that, and that's back to the week that was. Anyways, I just wanted to go through that real quick to you guys, just a little bit of an update, because talking about it on the wiki is doing me no good. I'm not getting any response or any feedback that I know of. At least here I get feedback. I see people who don't like it. I see people that like it, blah, blah, blah. So I just want to keep you guys up to date with what's happening. I doubt there's going to be a video tomorrow, because I just want to get into, unless I have something to show, put it that way. I think that'll be the next one. Once I have something to show, I might do another video again. But as I said before, I just wanted you guys to know that, despite the fact that Sundays I usually reset and I don't want to do things, because I have fun. We had fun this weekend, don't get me wrong, but there was a lot of learning going on, and he was all for it. And he's talking about he's like, okay, well we got to get this stopped. We got to get Blender. You want to get Blender on his computer? I said, don't worry. I says, let me figure out Blender during the week, and then we'll worry about getting Blender on your computer. He's ready to get Blender on his computer, and I'm like, okay, this kid's 9, but he wants to get Blender on his computer because he wants to get into it. He actually really wants to help out on this. So he knows the scale of the project that we're looking at. He thinks it's going to be cool. I asked him, I said, if it doesn't have an editor, or if it's not a tycoon, is this something you're going to be into? And he says, oh yeah, because I helped create it. And I was like, oh, I see. I said, okay. So as long as you help create it, then he's into it. And I think possibly the graphics, maybe. I don't know exactly what it is. Why he's into that as opposed to where he was with Run 8. So yeah, it's a little scary, but I think it's more of a pride thing. Like, if he's helped create it, or he's part of the project, then suddenly, and don't get me wrong, I know he's 9, I know he's got his limitations. I'm not going to kid myself here. This is totally new for him. He's, I got some programming experience, he's got none, and he doesn't have to worry about that. And I'm going to be doing a lot of this stuff anyways. I know I'm probably going to be doing, at least at the beginning, I'll be probably doing at least 90% of the stuff. He'll be helping me with whatever he can, and then, you know, maybe I'm giving him too much credit at 90. Maybe I'm underestimating him. I'm not sure. But anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to end this for now. I got a little bit of time, so I'm going to probably poke into the editor, just fart around a little bit tonight, and try out a few things, see what I like, and yeah, I think tomorrow I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna stay away from Blender. I'm just gonna go into Unreal for now. I've done that before, but I think I have a pretty good idea of some of the things that I can try just with the starter packs, and I'm just gonna play around with what I've learned thus far, and just see how far I can push that thing, because I got a funny feeling I can push it quite far, more so than anything else that I've ever done, only because unlike coding, which I still will be doing coding, this is hands-on. It's actually a lot quicker to get the amount of stuff done. I shouldn't say it's quicker to do, obviously it's not quicker to do this, but to actually make something somewhat functional, it's a lot quicker to get it functional in a editor like Unreal, as far as I can tell. I don't know that for sure, but if everything I've been seeing, it doesn't take that much to at least get a start on it. And then you can get into the, you know, you can get into the blueprint. You can start grouping some of your assets, all kinds of different things. And still be able to bring it in, or know what works, and copy it into subgroups, all kinds of, you know, parent-child relationship. And I'm not talking about parent and child. I'm talking about the computer term of parent and child, which I learned back in programming, back in college, with databases. So this is good stuff. Content browser, everything. I didn't realize it was as powerful. Just the user interface alone is a lot more powerful than I realized. And this is a fairly old video, so I can only imagine it's the latest version's probably way better. But anyways, that's it for now. So thought I'd let you guys know on what's going on, and we'll end it here, and I will talk to you sometime down the road. I don't know when. Maybe I'll try to do maybe an update a week or something. But if you have any questions or comments or whatever, just let me know. And you know, I'm still watching Run 8 slowly, but I don't have much optimism for that at the moment, nor is it going to affect me moving forward with this. At least I don't see it, honestly, at this point. And I'm sorry for those guys who want to see it, but there's plenty of servers available, and you know, we'll wait and see what Run 8 does. And hey, I'm still playing Subsistence too. We played a little bit of that on the weekend, so I mean, I still play video games, and there's no reason why I can't enjoy games and create games as well. So anyways, that's it for now. Have a good one, guys. See ya.